Go, socialize. Talk to those fine people, and then plunge your knife into their throats when they ain't looking. I understand Ida of Lenormand enjoys jumping off high things, like buildings.
Stantis Farid. I'm not a priest anymore, just a private seeker in search of white light.
Are you here to rescue me?
Welcome to the Grove of Madness, stranger. Or go away. Who knows? Time will tell.
What's up, guys? SBMF here with another video. Baby steps. We need to take baby steps. Alright, guys, this is my part 2 in this series that is called Improving Yourself and be the best person you can be. So this is gonna be about confidence, how you obtain it and how it stays with you for the rest of your life. There are some that is born with it naturally, but they are very few. So let's start by saying, how do you get confidence? So for most of us, we need to obtain it in some way. And that way is to always pushing your own limits and boundaries for yourself and go outside your own box of comfortability. You need to do things that you really don't like to do. You need to do them in baby steps, because then it's gonna work. If you do those things very fast and very hard, you're gonna crash just like a car. Or maybe we can take another example. If you go on a weight journey, you want to look good for the summer, so you try to lose some weight. So you go on this crash diet, and it's going very good. You're losing a lot of weight and a lot of muscle mass too. But when the summer comes, you look great. But then a month later, your willpower is going down, down, down. And then you crash and you start to gain weight again. But if you take baby steps on your weight journey and let it take, what can we say, 1, 2, 3 years, then you will see results that you can keep permanently, and you will always know what to do, so you got your weight under control. And it's the same with conquering what you think are uncomfortable for you, and it's the same principles there. So what you need to do is that you need to do something very small, as often as possible. Be disciplined and try to make a schedule of breaking the uncomfortable. So you do a schedule about that, and you try to break those little barriers, those very small, tiny little barriers. And it could be to do something in public, and you are a little bit, you think it's uncomfortable to make a fool out of yourself or to be different. So it can just be a little step. It doesn't matter. A shirt you want to wear that all that people will stare at, or maybe do something, dance in public or something like that. It doesn't matter. As long as it baby steps, then you're gonna make progress, and then you're gonna feel that you can be more and more of yourself. So do something uncomfortable when there's other people around, and also conquering the things that you just are afraid to do. It can be something easy. Go up on a very high mountain and try to get comfortable with the height, but start very, very small, and then eventually you go from very small to very high, but take it in baby steps, because if you do it too fast, you're gonna be shocked and you are just gonna get adrenaline rush like never before. But then when next time comes, you are gonna be afraid to do it and think it's too uncomfortable. Maybe you're gonna do it then, but you don't want to do something if you think it's too uncomfortable. You want to take those small baby steps to get to that level. So let it take time. It can take a couple of years, it doesn't matter, but it's totally worth it. Because when you do that shit as often as you can, as often as planned on your schedule, you will eventually succeed, and you will get more internal confidence. It will come from you and not from the things that you do. So then you know that you got a confidence that is saying to you, I know I can do that thing, but I don't want to do that thing. But if I do that thing, I will succeed. So then you don't have to do as much uncomfortable things anymore. But you still have to push those limits, because if you don't push those limits, you're gonna lose some of the ability to push those limits when it's time. But you can then slow it down when you are at that level. But that level can take a very long time to get to. But still, be consistent with it, and don't try to miss a day. But it's okay if you are too afraid that day, or you feel too nervous and something like that, and you just want to avoid it. It's okay to do some days. It really doesn't matter in the long run, as long as you got a schedule and stay disciplined. Then you're gonna make it through. It's just like working out. I mean, if you want to put on muscle, it doesn't matter if you do it a little bit or if you skip some part of it. As long as you do it consistently, you will get the result that you want. So that's very important. You need to have the endurance to keep pushing those limits, but in moderation and baby steps, of course. And you need to be very strong, got that stubborn mentality that you will have it, you will get it. You need that to push you through those obstacles. You need to know what you are working for, and you need to have those goals, very close goals, so you don't have these goals that is far away. Okay, I want to build a lot of internal confidence, but then that goal is so far away so you can't see it. Then you need those small goals meanwhile, so you can see your progress. It can be, what do I know, it can be to do something uncomfortable and see a month later if you have come any longer in your progress. So I think that's the best way to keep you motivated to do it. But be careful, because when you do it the first time, you will get a very high kick of adrenaline and maybe confidence. I know you will get a lot of confidence, but it's not really confidence that you build up at first. It's arrogance, and arrogance is the enemy to confidence, because arrogance is insecure confidence. It's confidence that you can do everything. You think that I can do that, it's no problem. And then when you do that thing and you don't succeed, you are getting very depressed and down. So watch out for the arrogance trap. It's good that you feel a boost of confidence, but don't be too arrogant about it. because it takes a long time to build up. Yeah, and don't be afraid to do things in public or when there is people watching. Of course they're gonna react you and all that because you're doing weird stuff, but it doesn't matter because they themselves are afraid to do anything that you do, and some of them may even wish that they could do what you do. So don't take that too seriously, how they think and feel. Yeah, and when that happens, that you're embarrassing yourself and all that, and people are pulling away from you, then you will know who's the people that value you from the beginning. It's always better to have a few friends that is of quality than 1,000 friends that is not of quality. So you will see those people that are cheering for you and those people who are wishing you all the best with the things that you do. Those are the most valuable persons in your life. And those who are just taking a distance from you, they are not the people for you. So, and of course you're probably also afraid of failure. And that is a very common thing, that you're going to do something and then you are not succeeding. And what you can think then is that if you don't try, you are a failure. But if you try, you will eventually, with a lot of stubbornness, get there and you will become a winner. And maybe you fail because you are not ready for that level yet. So then you need to think about how you will get to that level and do something smaller. So it's okay to fail. The worst thing you can do is not trying at all, because then you have failed. But like I said, some days you don't want to do it because all the stress and all that, it's very toxic for your body. So some days you don't feel like doing it, and it's okay, but don't make it a habit. Keep to a schedule, and then eventually you will succeed with that. And you may even do the things that you love or want to do in life. You may think about something, but then think about, I'm too old for that, or I know I can't do that. But eventually, when you have done these things and build up the courage, you can take on that kind of challenge, and you may stick to it for the rest of your life because you love it so much. And then you get good at it, and then you build up some self-value for yourself, and your self-love will increase, your self-confidence also, and you know that you are good at one thing. You know that your value is dependent because you are very good at that thing too. So that is a very good thing to find out. But it may take a very long time until you get to know yourself better and know what you want to do. But all these challenges that you are facing is building up your character stronger and stronger. And eventually you know what to do, and you will do it. And of course, if you have trouble with relationships or so, this is a great thing for you to do, because when you got more confidence and more boldness inside of you, you're gonna set those boundaries in relationships, and you are not gonna be a fucking people pleaser. You're gonna be somebody that knows what he wants and knows that it's not okay to step over your boundaries. So it's gonna be a good situation for you, and you're gonna feel more valued after that, and you're gonna feel happier because you are not in a relationships that you don't want to be because the other person don't respect you. So that's a very good thing. All right, and yeah, keep pushing those things, and eventually you will succeed. with that, and yeah, it's gonna get easier. It may take a lot of years before you come to that point, but eventually you will, and it will totally be worth it, because when you get that confidence, you are gonna change a lot of things about yourself, and you're gonna feel great a lot of time, and your self-love may even come with it. So confidence first, and then the rest of the part will come eventually, if you have the confidence and if you want to change some things about yourself that you don't like. Yeah, and that's it for this video.
In the West, in Old Colovia, that's where men are men. That's the Gold Coast, West Weald and Colovian Highlands.
The hope's on the rise, the doors are open, but you are out of sight. Well, I hope and I pray that someday you will return. Still hear you calling my name, remembering the better time.
Jason Sextius, singer, composer, and storyteller extraordinaire. Glad to meet you. The ritual of purification is complete.